Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Canelo Alvarez and Jermall Charlo would be at the same level if Canelo never fought Floyd. Huh? Let's just dig right into it. Wassy Rahman made a recent comment, and he states from the film, Mayweather really schooled Canelo. He taught Canelo how to fight out of more positions. If he didn't fight Mayweather, Canelo would probably be Charlo level right now. So, that's probably the biggest fanboy comment I've ever heard, and especially from Wassy Rahman. So let's just debunk this narrative and myth right now to imply and say that Canelo and Jermall Charlo would be at the same level if Canelo never fought Floyd is worshiping Floyd as a god, and we have to expose that. And let's expose it right now objectively. What was Canelo Alvarez doing before he fought Floyd Mayweather? Canelo Alvarez was in a world title fight, which he won against Austin Trout, an undefeated Austin Trout. And Austin Trout that Jermall Charlo fought years later, who was already at stages of his decline. So you see that Canelo Alvarez fought the best version of Austin Trout while he was also undefeated. So when you look at it like this, and this is a 23-year-old Canelo Alvarez, he's taking a better fight at 23 against Austin Trout in the world title fight than Jermall Charlo is taking right now at 29 years old. So just that alone proves and debunks Wassy's entire comment that Canelo Alvarez would be at Charlo's level if he never fought Floyd Mayweather right now. That makes no sense. Now, what was Jermall Charlo doing at 23 years old? Who was he fighting? Jermall Charlo was fighting Joseph de los Santos. And Joseph de los Santos is a fighter who has 17 wins, 11 losses, and 3 draws. So you're fighting a guy when you're 23 years old that has 11 losses, and you're trying to say that this guy is the same level as Canelo if he never fought Floyd? He was past Jermall Charlo even at 23. That's how you know this is fanboy nonsense. And look, let's just debunk this even further. Canelo Alvarez also had plenty of skills before he even fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. Let's just break it down. According to an article with Bleacher Report, and this is a direct quote from the article, they state that, in his fight against Austin Trout, Canelo Alvarez showed vastly improved defensive skills. His head and shoulder movement were impressive. And when he had trouble cutting off the ring against Trout, he was able to shift gears and score off counterpunching. So, you see fanboys will say, well, how can we trust that, Bleacher Report and the article was legitimate? These guys weren't fanboying for Canelo. Let me just debunk that whole myth as well. This is the same Bleacher Report that before the Canelo-Austin Trout fight came out with an article stating the 5 reasons why Austin Trout will upset Canelo Alvarez in their fight. See, we have to be honest and unbiased. Canelo Alvarez showed skill sets. He showed that he was levels above guys like Jermall Charlo before he even got in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. That's a myth that's already been debunked. Canelo never got his skill sets from Floyd Mayweather. Yes, he improved after the Floyd fight, but he was already a special fighter. Canelo Alvarez was just nowhere near his prime. See, Floyd Mayweather never fought a prime Canelo. He fought a young Canelo, a Canelo whose best fight was in Austin Trout. Now, if you believe Austin Trout is the type of fighter that gets you ready for Floyd Mayweather, you simply don't know anything about boxing. But let's just keep it going. And we also see that, another credit to why Canelo Alvarez was not going to be anywhere near Jermall Charlo's level, even if he never fought Floyd, was because he has, one of the best trainers in the game right now, Eddy Reynoso, in his corner. He was Athletics 2019 Trainer of the Year. So Canelo Alvarez stayed loyal to him for such a long time simply because the guy helps him develop as a fighter. You see why so many fighters are now moving over to Eddy Reynoso. You see Ryan Garcia. You see Andy Ruiz is looking at Eddy Reynoso. You see Oscar Valdez. So this guy has a stable of champions and former champions where he's growing. And at the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez had already shown that he has elite level skills. He had already shown that he was past Jermall Charlo. So that was probably the biggest fanboy narrative I had ever heard. Let's just be honest and unbiased. Canelo Alvarez would have never been a Jermall Charlo level type of fighter. He was fighting better competition at 23 than Jermall Charlo is fighting at 29. You know, when Jermall Charlo is taking off a Dennis Hogan, moving up in weight, coming off a loss. That makes no sense. See, you can't make these idiotic comparisons. These are fanboys, and that's nonsense. See, you got to remember that Canelo Alvarez exhibited great defense before he even fought Floyd Mayweather. This is how you know these guys know nothing about boxing. These guys are just talking fanboy rhetoric. Let's just be honest and unbiased. You see that Jermall Charlo is the type of guy that's been struggling with guys like Matt Korobov. Canelo Alvarez already has a Hall of Fame resume with top level fighters on it. Canelo was better than Jermall Charlo skill wise way before he ever fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. But once again, unbiased as always, it's the IBFP.